Welcome, ladies, to the Woman to Warrior show. My name is Holly Little, in case we haven't met, and I am the coach for women who are ready to fully embrace their own power and truly start living the life that they have always dreamed of. And what I do with women is it's a lot of identity work. So it's changing who they are being so that they can truly have the life that they want. And this is part of what this show is all about. It is about giving you, the women, the tools and the information that you might need to help you change your identity and to help you take your life to that next level. So let's get straight into the show, shall we? Now, today, what I want to talk to you about is a common myth that we've been sold as women, a lie that we've been sold. And I think it's probably one of the more harmful ones that, as women, it has crossed our paths. And that is that as a woman, we can have it all. We can have it all. And on the surface, that sounds okay, but I feel that that's just a load of crap. It's harmful. It has led to so many women, so many clients I have feeling burnt out because that's exactly what they're trying to do, because they're told we can have it all. And I think it was actually started by women accidentally. So it wasn't our finest hour, to bring that into the mix, right? But when I think of having it all, and I don't know about you, so drop it in the comments if you have a different opinion, but when I think of having it all, I feel a little exhausted. I feel a little bit tired because it sounds like an awful lot of hard work, and it is. And it's not like I feel a lot of thought went into the term we can have it all. It's not like, burn your brows and let's have it all. It's one of those things that kind of crept up on us and if sounded like a good idea at the time, but hasn't turned out that way at all. And as I said, I just see so many women burnt out from trying to actually do that, from trying to have it all. And interestingly enough, I was when I was doing some research for another podcast that I'm doing. I came across this study and it was called the paradox, the Wellbeing Paradox, sorry. And what it shows is that over the last 50 years or so, relative to men, women's sense of well-being has declined. So men's has either stayed the same or gone up a little bit. But as women, our sense of well-being has declined. And I'm like, how can that happen? All these advances we've got, all these opportunities we now have in business and career and, technology that's supposed to make our lives so much easier. And oh, good Lord, we're even allowed to open bank accounts now without our husbands say so. Because yes, in Australia, that was actually a thing until the early 80s. So it wasn't that long ago. So even though we've had all these advances in feminism and being able to live in more of the world, especially for Western women, than we ever had before, our sense of well-being's gone down. And is it any wonder? It's gone down for a very good reason, I feel. Um, you know, how can we possibly be happier if we've just given ourselves more to do? We were already busy. Women were already busy running the household, making sure that their husbands were taken care of, all those sort of stuff. Like we've already had a lot on our plates. And essentially what we came and did was go, okay, let's just shove more on our plates because we're superwoman, right? And as a woman, you're not allowed to admit defeat. You're not allowed to say, oh, no, I can't actually do that. That doesn't seem to be accepted by a lot of people, or at least not the women I've been working with. So my clients who come to me, I can tell you they look like they have it all. They look like they have it all and they look like they have it all together. But they certainly do not feel like that. There is a big gap between how their life looks and how they feel. So they've got, the kids, the partner, work, business, home, holidays, whatever it might be. And on the outside, everything looks great. but they're burning out. They're burning out because having it all is like having a bucket with a hole in it that you're trying to fill up, right? You can keep putting as much water in as you like. You can keep filling it up. You can hold it under the tap, but at the end of the day, you can add more and more. It's still going to feel empty. And that's what a lot of women experience, or at least the clients that come to me. And if you want to give having it all a go, then go for it. I'm not here to say don't do it. I'm here to say it is a trap. And I have honestly never met anybody who has a great life or says they have a great life and are really happy with how their life is going. I've never met anyone, any woman or man, who has said that, who hasn't had to put something down, who hasn't had to make choices about what they allow into their lives and what they don't. No one, no one has been like that. And, having it all is like, I don't know if you're familiar with the game Jenga. So Jenga is the game of blocks and it's a tower, and I think you take one block away at a time until the tower crashes down, right? But there's another game that's called, I think it's called Tetris Stack or Stack Attack, something like that. And you've actually got to build the blocks. You've got to build the tower block by block by block. And it's a very messy game, and eventually the tower falls. And this is what having it all is like. You're getting these blocks and you're stacking them randomly on top of each other, and eventually it's all going to come crashing down because we can't have it all. I've tried it, and turns out that that wasn't a great thing to do. I thought I was doing the right thing by trying to have it all and trying to have it all and look like I have it all. And it just didn't work out that great for me. And I just got more and more burnt out. I got depressed. I felt like a failure. I felt shameful because I thought that there was something wrong with me because I couldn't cope with what I thought a woman was supposed to cope with, and that is having it all. You look at the social media influencers, or we're told all the time how wonderful their lives are, but it's all smoke and mirrors. Everybody has stuff going on in their lives, no matter what it looks like on social media. And I think that social media has probably compounded the have it all effect. And I get it. I show the good parts of my life only for the most part. And of course, I'm not going to show you when I'm crying under the table, or not that I actually ever cry under the table, but you get what I mean, right? I have a coach that I talk to about that. As a coach, coaching women in the space of empowerment and identity and everything that goes along with that, I'm not going to show up every day being miserable and telling you how shitty my life is. I mean, some coaches will do that. I'm not one of them because I'm here for my clients. I'm here for you ladies. I'm here to help add to your lives. And when it comes to my own life, rest assured, I go off and I talk to other people as well. I've got my own coaches. I've got my own groups that I'm a part of. And that's actually a part of what we need to do when it comes to not having it all, having our best life possible, because that's what we should be aiming for. Okay, so we're not here to have it all. We're here to have the best life for us. And that's what we do. So how do we do that? Well, first, you need to work out what your ideal life is. What sort of day could you live day in, day out and be really happy with it? And it cannot be sitting on a beach, okay? Because that would get pretty old pretty quickly. Any woman listening to this is someone who wants to move and improve and go places. So sitting on a beach short term, fine, but it's not your everyday ideal life. So what would your life look like? Work that out, and then you'll be able to work out what to put down, okay? Because we're always told what we can have it all, and it comes at a very big cost. What we're better off doing, what is your ideal life like? Work out from there, out of all the things you could have, what things aren't necessary. And from there, you can start working out what boundaries do you need to include. What boundaries do you need to include in your life? Because if you're trying to have it all, odds are you don't have a lot of boundaries because you're saying yes too often. Okay? So work out your boundaries and put those things down that you don't need. Drop the people pleasing. Okay? People pleasing is a part of the criteria for having it all, because by having it all, you're doing it all and you've got to present a certain front to everybody. So drop that. Drop the people pleasing. Say no. Even if saying no means someone gets upset with you, and guaranteed someone will get upset with you if you do start saying no, because they're like, oh my God, what's happened to her? She used to be so nice. She used to be so nice and say yes to everything that I wanted her to do, and now she's not. What a bitch. Which brings me on to my next point. Let go the judgment of others. So if Josie down the road thinks you're a bitch because you said no to babysitting her kids again, or doing whatever it is she needed you to do, or it could be at work, someone wanting you to do their tasks for them yet again, and you said no, they're going to get upset. They're going to think you're a bitch, and you got to let that go. You got to let that shit go. Let the judgment of other people go. Do not let it take up rent in your head. And the other thing I'll say on that is I love this. I'm going to butcher the quote, but it's something like this. What other people think of you is none of your business. You need to write that one down. What other people think of you is none of your business. Okay, so let go of the judgment of other people. It just takes up space that isn't necessary. And you start doing things like that, working out what sort of life you want, working out what you can say no to, working out what you can let go. And then you'll start really having a life that's a lot more fulfilled. And when I say let things go, I'm not talking like abandon your children or anything like that. It's got to be, it's got to be sustainable and legal. Okay, what we're talking about is all those micro moments during your day where you are trying to give up of yourself to everybody else because you're trying to look like you can have it all, when really we can't. We're not designed to. Okay, so if you got any questions on this, you got any insights, whatever it might be, drop it in the comments. I've got links in there in the description. So please, if you want to reach out to me, if you want to ask me about coaching I do, I've got free stuff in our Woman to Warrior Facebook group, which is also free to join. Oh, and very, very important, take note of this, because at the time of this recording, so only about a week from now, for when this is loaded up, I will be launching a brand new course called Quantum Woman Rising. And this is an online course, and it comes with workbooks and all that sort of fancy stuff. It is going to be fantastic. And for the first month or so, it will be free, but only for the women who join the Woman to Warrior Facebook group. It'll be in there for 30 days or so for you to access, completely free. After that, it will be paid. So get in there while you can. Other than that, ladies, I would love a like and a subscribe to this channel. And if you've got anything you want me to talk about, any questions you've got, any insights, I would love to hear from you. I love it when the ladies contact me. So do so. Don't be shy. Let's all be friends. And join the Woman to Warrior Facebook group. Anyway, ladies, I shall see you next time, and have a fabulous day.